Hello, welcome to the 199 Unlisted podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, we're in close. We have a video from I Exist, and the video is called The Problem with Black People. I haven't seen the video. I was recommended the video. Uh, I am hoping, because I haven't seen it, so I am hoping this video is talking about the real problem. You know what the real problem is. Uh, Scott Adams was right. Or is she going to be woke and talk about, society and America's racist and blah blah blah, blah, like all the bullshit. Let's see what she has to say because I have no idea.
Hi guys. So the problem with black people is that they're under attack right now. There's a lot of racism going on, and for
Oh God. She's woke. Okay. The biggest problem with black people is the same problem with pit bulls. Okay? Think, okay, name the reasons why you don't want to leave a pit bull alone with your child. Or just imagine why, think of the reasons why you don't want to be locked in a room with a pit bull. Okay.
some reason, like no one's doing anything about it. And I can't be the only one who notices this. All right, like okay, so like I go online a lot. I see a lot of racist stuff. It's like racist memes and stuff, people saying racist stuff. And I see it a lot in YouTube comments. Whenever there's anything on the news,
Yeah, see, this is she is the problem with America. She is a white liberal woman. Now I see why I was recommended this video. Yeah, see, she is the problem. She is the reason why we have sanctuary cities. She is the reason why we have Democrats, socialists, or like Muslims who hold political power in America. She's the reason why we have DEI. She's the reason why we have soft on crime policies and politicians and judges. This is the type of person who probably lives in a gated community or an all white community or a very rich, upper class community who only deals with people of her social class. So she never feels the effects of the soft on crime stuff, the taking public transportation, or just the the problems you would have living in a poorer place where you have, you know, the blacks.
and a black person got arrested or something, the comments are so racist.
Yeah, and I leave about 30 of those comments cuz it's not racist. See, having pattern recognition is not racist. If I think the new statistics are black people make up 12% of the US population, but make up 53% of the prison population. Okay, there's a reason why. It's not racist.
There's so many comments that are racist. And like I just think it's really weird because now that AI exists, I thought that like YouTube can use like a filter to, eliminate bad comments, but they don't seem to be doing that. Like
Bad comments or just comments that you don't like. There's no such thing as a bad comment. See, and that's another thing. The enemy of America, the white liberal woman, she's all for censorship as long as it's something that she doesn't like. But see, censorship never stops at what you don't like. So let's just say, whatever, there's a law passed, a policy passed, whatever, where stuff that she doesn't like gets taken down. So apparently she doesn't like comments against um black people, which it's probably just the truth. So like when I see a video of a black person committing a crime, I go like, oh well, the usual suspects. That's not racist. It's just the truth. That's probably racist to her. Okay, so so she wants speech censored so much that you could never say anything bad about a black person. Basically, a black person could probably do a drive by and according to her you couldn't leave a comment, but I bet you if someone was saying something bad about a white person she wouldn't care because that's how they are.
So there was just like endless racist comments, and like for some reason, I guess it's allowed because nothing bad is happening. Those accounts aren't getting banned or the comments aren't getting deleted. So I think it's really weird, and I'm wondering like who else notices that because like it can't just be me.
Well, actually I think you're looking for it. When I'm on X, well she's talking about YouTube though. So I'll just talk about YouTube. When I'm on YouTube and someone does a story, like a video, like a social commentary video about crime, and so like they'll show a video of black people on a cruise, and a fight breaks out over fried chicken. Okay, well that alone, right there, just fits all the stereotypes. And so when you see a video of 20 black people on the ground punching each other because someone took the last piece of fried chicken. I think any normal person would have comments like, "I'm glad I'm not there. You know, I'm going to avoid a large group of black people." Or what about the quote unquote teen takeovers, which should really be described as fatherless black boys takeover? Okay. Did you see all the videos in Florida where all these like teen takeovers happened and you watch the video, it's 99% black people and 99% of those people are boys. Okay? So it's not racist to just speak the truth. Okay, when these teen takeovers happen, it isn't like, 40% white people, 30% Asians, another 20% white. It's literally 99% black. But according to her, you wouldn't be allowed to say that. See, she needs to move to England where they don't have free speech and you get arrested for saying the truth. Cuz in the UK, if you make a tweet about the Muslim rape gangs, you get arrested. But but they don't arrest the millions of people involved in the rape gangs. But you get arrested for complaining about it. She's one of those people.
Yeah, so I see like a lot of racist stuff online, and I've also seen like a lot of racism in my real life. Back when I was working at my
Sure.
job, a lot of racist people there.
Sure.
And something that frustrated me was that just because I'm white, people, I guess, assumed that I was racist too. So when, a white person comes over to me and starts saying something racist, they start calling like black people bad names. Um, it just kind of made me feel like, why do you just like assume that I'm okay with that?
It's because we assume you have a brain. You retard. What a retard. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like, when are people see this is the suicidal empathy that everyone's talking about, okay? And so, I mean, I don't know if this will happen, but like, is she the type of person that's gonna like walk down a dark alley and there's like whatever five black people um playing dice or something, and because she's not racist she's gonna walk by. Like that doing that is stupid. Okay. And so keep living in your upper class bubble. And from that bubble, keep judging everyone. Okay. But you're not living in the real world. And this is why people like her vote for horrible policies that ruin it for the rest of us.
you know. And so the thing I want to tell you guys is, when people are being racist around you, you need to stand your ground and stand up for what's right. Um,
No, the thing that's right is being racist. See, she's trying to enforce her worldviews on us. Okay, she anyone who's pro censorship, I'm just like not down with. Okay, you can not be racist, you can be racist, but either way, if you're trying to censor anything, either way, you're the problem.
I'm not really a very outspoken person. I'm very shy and reserved, but I do have this feeling in me where when something's wrong, I want to make it right. So when people are, talking, about inappropriate things around me, when people are being racist, I tell them, don't say that stuff in front of me. I don't like it. And
I'm here to police speech. And first of all, I don't believe her. The word racist has lost its meaning. Like there's so many words that people on the left use to demonize people that they disagree with or have different political views, that words have lost their meaning. So like the word Nazi has completely lost its meaning because it's basically uh like the average word, I mean the average insult a Democrat uses to call someone on the right is Nazi. And I don't know if you know anything about history. Um and I'm not talking about the history in school because that's bullshit. I'm not talking about that history, but just talking to people who were older and you know were old enough to be young enough at the time when like Nazis were relevant. Um, you know, there's a big difference between a concentration camp Nazi and a person who votes Republican. The it's just they're not even close. So anytime I hear someone like her say people are racist, it doesn't mean anything.
usually they stop after that. And yeah, I don't know. I don't understand like what's wrong with people. Okay, so like I'm kind of thinking about my past now, and not gonna lie, like you gotta listen to the whole story. I used to be kind of racist because I was taught it. So like
Oh, you mean you used to be smart?
I was way younger. I was a teenager in school still, and I wouldn't say like I was like a big hater. I just kind of had I was taught like a sense of pride, and I don't know, I went through this phase where I wanted to feel like I was better than other people.
See? So other races have this thing called pride. I've probably heard. Well, I'm referring to Latin, Spanish, whatever women. I've heard dozens of Spanish women, Latin women, whatever. I don't know what country they're from, Mexican, whatever. Women talk about being a proud Latina, being a very proud Mexican, being just very proud, bragging about it, happy about it, loving their culture. Is that racist? I've seen on TV because I don't hang out with them in real life. On TV, like lots of black people are just very proud of their culture, very proud of selling crack and rap music. Very proud of having a Cadillac. Just very proud. Is that racist? I've seen several Asian people, but we'll just go Chinese. I've seen several Chinese people just very proud. Like I've had friends who are Chinese. You go over the house, it looks like a house in China. You know, it's like like the walls are red and gold. There's a wok on the stove. You open up the fridge, there's dog. Very proud. Is that racist? Is it? No. But for some reason, when a white person's proud to be white, that's racist. No, see, she was brainwashed. See, she was normal when she was a teenager. Now she's a woke dumbass and probably hates being white. She's racist against herself.
But I grew out of it really quickly because I realized it was just making me miserable, and I realized that being racist, like to me, that's honestly a lack of intelligence because I just feel like life is just so complex that you cannot just hate on an entire race.
Guess how many black guys she slept with? Zero. This this is the most performative virtue signaling bullshit I've ever seen. She comes off like she lives in an all white community. Maybe and she doesn't look like the type that goes out. It looks like she put on makeup just to film this video. Okay? Like you can tell this is the third time she's put on makeup. The way she's wearing makeup looks like maybe like a 9-year-old girl putting on makeup for the first time. Okay, like like if there's a spectrum, she falls on the retarded end.
Like it's not, it doesn't make sense. So I guess I could kind of understand where people are coming from. Like, there were times where, like, if a man, did me wrong, sometimes in the moment, I feel like, oh, I hate men. They're all trouble. I can't stand them. They're no good.
She has men in her life. I mean, other than a father, brother. Interesting.
And it's like, no, not really. Like, it was just that one guy, and I had a bad experience. And, I could sit there and I could think about plenty of amazing guys in my life, that I wouldn't have ill feelings towards. Yeah, so anyway, I don't think it's very wise of people to just hate on an entire race over.
I think it's very smart. Once again, it's called pattern recognition. Okay, look at police body cam footage. See the one good thing that has come out of the so-called everyone's racist thing is police body cams. And police body cams have proven police are not out hunting people. How many police body cams have just been like people charging, like the cop would do a routine stop or like a routine, whatever, like social interaction, and the person freaks out, pulls out a knife and charges the cop, or just pulls out a gun, tries to shoot the cop, and of course the cops use force. Okay, and who is doing most of it? Black people. How many police body cams have we seen of a white person charging the cop with a knife after a routine traffic stop? How many body cam footage have we seen of a white person at a routine traffic stop going, I'm not going to give you my license or registration because you're racist? And then it escalates. It's like 99% black people. So is it racist or is it just pattern recognition? Once again, the world is not meant to be skewed in your views. The world is not going to bend for you. The world's not going to change for you. The world is what the world is. You have to exist in this world. The world doesn't have to change for you because it's not. And once again, this is the white liberal woman. Okay, everyone should be racist against the white liberal woman because she is the reason why we have all these fucking horrible policies.
or something, because as human beings, we're all very different from each other, even if, skin color is the same. Um, so, one person is going to be different than the next, and you can't just like merge them together into the same person. Like, no.
No, no, we're not. There's no. It's very simple. There's two types of people on the planet: people that fit into society, and then there's people that don't fit into society. It has nothing to do with the way a person looks. Either you fit into society or you don't fit into society. You are the type of person that just wants to exist. You're the type of person that wants to enforce your views on everyone else. Okay, so those two cannot get along. Okay, so it just happens that most of the people that can't function in society happen to be a certain color. Is it racist? No, it's just pattern recognition. Okay.
Nobody is the same. Not anyone on this earth. We're all unique to ourselves, And I feel like people need to wake up to that. I think people need to stop having a toxic level of pride. I think that's one of the
See, this is the problem. Like, why is it that it's only toxic when white people have pride? Because she's not talking. Obviously, she's not talking about black people. The only she needs to be honest and just say white people. And see, there's nothing wrong with being white. I have white people in my family. Like my grandfather was like half Italian, half Jewish. His wife was half Jewish, half black. And then, like, the other side of the family, like, grandmother was half French, half black. Her husband was like half black, half Native American. So, like, I got a lot of white in my family. And then so it's like there's nothing wrong with being proud, but it's the problem is the people who think being proud means you're racist. Like, what warped reality are you living in where it's only racist if one particular race is proud? Now, me, I'm an American. I just consider myself American. I'm just very happy to be American. I think that's the greatest country on the planet, freest country on the planet, and unfortunately, because we're so free and we have to make our own problems like this person, people like this exist. But anyway,
biggest things. I think people just want to feel powerful. They want to feel good about themselves. And so they want to look at other people who they can put down, whether they're black, transgender, whatever the hell, like. And
she is woke. You should put down transgenders. So you want to live in a society where and just in case, because let's be honest, is she transgender?
it's not even just black people, obviously anyone can be a victim of racism,
including
Asian,
white people.
even white people. I
Exactly.
had an argument with someone once. They were telling me that white people don't experience racism, and I said that's not true. I said, we do too. It might not be at the same level, as other races, and it might happen even in different ways. But
White people experience racism the most. Here's the thing, like you can, well, we saw recently video of outside the Carmelo Anthony trial where you had black people going, the only good cracker's a dead cracker, yelling and screaming. What if the roles were reversed and it was a white guy and he was outside the courtroom yelling? Let me use a different word. The only I'll I'll laugh for 20 minutes if I do a racist white impression. Sorry. Okay, I can do it this way. So outside the courtroom, the black guy yelling, "The only good cracker is a dead cracker." Okay, so now just reverse the race and reverse the racial slurs. Okay, that would not be allowed to fly, and people would try to dox the guy. Make him lose his job, then make his wife lose his job, make his kids lose their job. Like they would do everything to ruin this person's life. Okay. But a black guy, well, first of all, the black guy probably doesn't have a job. What a God, that was racist.
it exists, and it's a terrible thing. All racism is wrong. All of it is bad. And yeah, I think we really need to like acknowledge that. Like everyone, we all need to like be on the same page. But the frustrating thing is that's never gonna happen. I sometimes I just
Yeah, it's never gonna happen because the world isn't filled with clones of you. Also, the average person doesn't even think about this. And the average person, and it doesn't matter the race, just lives their life and exists and just goes about their business. It's these woke losers that are fascinated and focused on this crap, and those people are the problem. See, like even outside the Carmelo Anthony trial, where you had all those racist black people just yelling and screaming that Carmelo Anthony, even though he killed um, what's his name, Metcalf. Is it Justin Metcalf or Dustin? Whatever. I don't care. They didn't care that he killed someone. They cared that a black person was going to jail for murder. That is probably the most racist thing I have ever seen. You had black people protesting because a black person was going to jail for murder. There was like 23 witnesses who, said he killed them. Like, it wasn't everyone outside the Carmelo Anthony trial mad that he got in trouble for killing someone, and the fact that they were like, but it was his first time. What? Imagine, um, imagine your defense, Your Honor. It was his first murder. Like, dude, people are so stupid.
just feel like we can't win. Um, like I've mentioned before, those YouTube comments. There's so many racist ones. Sometimes I go on there and I type back to them like whatever, and
Give me one example of a racist comment because I think racist in your mind is a completely different definition in my mind. Please give me one example of a racist comment.
my words probably just mean nothing to them. They probably don't care. YouTube itself, I don't think they care either. I think if they really did care, they would be taking down those comments.
No, see, YouTube takes down racist comments, but you have to use the word. I would know. YouTube does take down racist comments. I have said some racist, like real racist stuff, and YouTube is sends me a notification going uh we are suspending your account for a day because you left a comment that was against our guidelines. Or after I hit enter, they'll go, "Are you sure you want to post that?" And it was a racist comment. So YouTube does take down racist comments. So that's why I know which she calls racist isn't racist. It's just stuff she doesn't like. Trust me. Well, not recently, but if you go back some months ago, um, like every third comment, YouTube would go, "Are you sure you want to say that?" So trust me, they don't let you say racist stuff.
But they don't do that. So I think it's really disgusting. Um, and there's just like alarming levels of racism, like online and in real life. Um,
Give me an
and I
example.
feel like a lot of people aren't aware of it because you don't really know until you're in that person's shoes. Like, black people overall deal with a lot more racism than white people ever.
No, they don't. We live in America. Explain to me where the racism is. Online doesn't count because that's not real life. YouTube isn't real life. X isn't real life. Instagram isn't real life. Uh, whatever. TikTok isn't real life. Okay. Tell me in real life where is the racism? Like, is there a white only coffee shops or something please explain to me where the racism is, because you're just saying this on a feeling. Okay, because if you ask me, like, tell me about the racism, I can't tell you one real life example of racism. Now I can tell you online, but that's not real life. So you, young liberal white woman with a great life, are looking for a problem. Your life is so good. You're looking, once again, it's what would most of the people that we react to. They're trying to be different. They're bored being a normal person, just your average person. So I need to be a made up gender, a made up sexuality. I have to virtue signal. This is this is virtue signaling 101 right here. Her life is great. She's trying to find a problem. Okay, there's racism. But it's not really racism. It's just stuff I don't like. It's opinions I don't like, which is the classic left-leaning person. If I don't like it, it's bad. If I don't like it, it's racist. If I don't like it, it's a Nazi. If I don't like it, it's homophobic. If I don't like it, it's whatever.
Will. And um, you're probably not going to know what it's like until you're in their shoes. And there was an incident that happened with me a few days ago where I was out with someone and I feel like they were being racist. There was
Sure.
this group of black people
Sure.
and they did something wrong. And I think it was by accident. Um, I had
No, it wasn't. They did something wrong by accident. Really? See, if she was a judge, she's if she was the judge for the Carmelo Anthony case, she would have given him probation. I mean, it's just his first murder. It's come on. He's black.
had an appointment to go into this immigration building and you're supposed to wait outside until they let you go in. And I don't think these people knew that, so they just went right in. And this person who I was with, they were like, they're so stupid. Look at them, they're so stupid. And I just turned around and I looked at them and I said, don't you dare.
Okay, that's not racist though. See, that's the other problem. If you're so like overcorrecting where you're not allowed to say to criticize someone, that's not good. See, that's why the UK is the way it is. Remember, in the UK, you're not allowed to criticize the rape gangs. You'll get arrested for criticizing the rape. You get more jail time for criticizing the rape gangs than the people who are actually doing the raping. That's her way of thinking. That is detrimental to society. And what did they say? Men kill people, women kill society. Because women are the ones that lead the way of all these horrible policies, and the men are the ones that fight the wars and stuff. So that's why, like the men. Anyway, she is, once again, the perfect example of what not to be.
And then like they ended up apologizing to me later, but it's like, I don't understand, why are people so quick to hate? Like to be
No, why are you so quick to white knight for people you don't know? So imagine if the people were white. She said an immigration thing, right? So let's say they're Swedish and they're going to the immigration thing and just walk in, and your friend called them stupid. You would not have said that. Okay? This is once again the suicidal empathy, the white liberal woman just causing problems. There's nothing racist about calling someone stupid for making a mistake. It's not right. I mean, I guess you could say it's mean, whatever, but there's she's acting like the only people you're allowed to criticize are white people. She's racist against white people. And that's another thing. People like her who complain about stuff, they're actually complaining about themselves because they're the ones that are actually the thing that they're complaining about.
honest, like there wasn't even a sign in front of the building that says that you're supposed to wait out there. So like honestly, I wouldn't have known either. Okay, so
So you're stupid.
honestly, I don't even think it's not a big deal. Like who cares? No one's perfect. Like we all make mistakes.
If it's not a big deal, why are you making a big deal about it? Let it go. She looks really weird with that makeup. You know, really weird. What's going on? I need to start wearing makeup when I make my YouTube vids.
Like it doesn't mean you're stupid.
It
Like
does mean you're stupid.
I just, oh man, it's so frustrating. It really is.
It's really frustrating that your life is so good that you can find the time to make this an issue. That's what's frustrating. How good is your life where this is an issue? You've got to be kidding me.
I have zero tolerance for that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I really want more people to speak out against it. Otherwise, this is just gonna keep on happening and it's gonna keep on getting worse. It's terrible. And I really think we need to be more aware of what's going on around us.
We need to be more aware of wearing less makeup. Okay?
I think a lot of people just aren't aware of these problems that are happening because they're just in their own world. And I think that if you want to be a good person, you have to stand up for others.
See, and once again, it's your opinion. So I don't need to go to the school of what's your name? I exist. Yeah, I don't need to have your approval of me being a good person or not. See, once again, another example of a person enforcing their worldviews on other people. That's why there's a problem. It's like, I want to call people stupid. If you think it's racist, that's fine, but keep it to yourself. I'm not going to change my worldview for you. The liberal white woman, aka the enemy of freedom.
To do that, you have to be aware. You have to see, you know, what's going on. You can't just ignore it. And I think the alarming levels of racism that's happening right now, it's totally being
Give me one
ignored.
example.
So yeah, I hope things can get better. And I don't really know what else to say. I just kind of wanted to talk about that because it's been on my mind. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna say something else. Okay, so like you guys probably know, I live in Italy now. Like I'm new here, and
Well, this is the first video of hers I've reacted to, but Italy is going through some shit. They have a horrible migration problem from what is it? Just from Africa, and they are committing a lot of crime. So is it racist? Is it racist to point out the fact that most of the crime right now in Italy is coming from the immigrants? Because it is. Is it racist to go, hey, you know what? A lot of the migrants that are coming in Italy are causing like most of the crime. In her mind, that's racist. She's stupid.
I noticed that it could just be like the area that I'm in, but people of other races, they just like stay to themselves. Like black people stay to themselves, Indian people stay to themselves. And I'm like, why is that? Or do they just feel like they're not welcomed here? Like,
Because they're racist against you, you idiot. Okay. The second they start interacting with her, she's gonna hate it. And she's lucky she's mid. Because you already know what those Indians would, you already know what those Indians do to women.
do they feel like they're not able to make friends or talk to Italian people or white people? Like, I don't understand.
Suicidal empathy.
So, like, if there's anyone watching this video who's Italian, can you tell me what the reason is for that? Like, is it just because, like, people feel like they're different and they feel like it's better to stay with their own kind? Like, is it their personal choice?
So in her mind, it's not racist when the Africans just want to stick with the Africans and the Indians just want to stick with the Indians. But if the white people just want to stick with the white people, that's racist. I can't stand people like her.
Or is there, like, racism going on? Like, I'm genuinely curious about that. Um, it just kind of makes me sad because, I mean, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling it's racism. Um,
No, I think you're stuck in 2020 and you're woke, where everything's a problem and everything you don't like is racism or sexism or whatever ism. That's the problem. You need a hobby. Okay, you are way too focused on this bullshit because you are in no position to make any changes. You're not a politician. You're not rich. You're just a regular everyday citizen. So why don't you just live your life, do the smart thing, and stick with your own kind? Avoid the migrants. Okay, how come I know more about the issues in Italy than you? Where the crime and just certain parts of the country have just been run down to the dirt and taken over by illegal migrants who just come over on a boat and just take the place over. Like the places with the most migrant influx in Italy are shitholes now. It's because when you import the third world, you become the third world. It's just the truth. Like, Western civilization doesn't mix with the third world. Christian nations don't mix with the third world. It's just how it is.
And if that's true, that's really awful. Like, let me tell you something. I'm new here. I don't have any friends. I would be more than happy to be friends with anyone a different skin color than I am. So, yeah.
You're
And
virtue
I guess that's
signaling.
the last thing I had to say. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
You virtue signaling idiot. Oh my god, this video was uploaded a day ago. 341 comments. She has 39K subs. Good for her. She's still a woke idiot though. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good Monday, have a good Tuesday, have a good Wednesday, have a good Thursday, have a good Friday, have a good week, have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.